Okay, learn array basis and declare the array and perform the compile time initialization of the array element. Okay, access the element of an array. Become familiar with method of array classes. Okay, the array is the reference type. Okay, it has the address and memory allocation also. Okay, this the array is the reference data type. If reference data type. Then write the method that you use the array as the parameter. The method also, the function also, you can use the array inside. Okay, write the class that include the array as member and okay, instantiate user defined array object. Okay, array is the reference type. They are the array is object. Create a two-dimensional array, include the rectangle and jack array, and multi-dimensional also you can create. Use the multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, two-dimensional array mean it is the table type. Column and rows and columns are there. Use the array list class to create the dynamic list. Okay, dynamically also you can make the array. Then learn about the predefined method of the string class. Be introduced to the other collection classes. Working through the program example and that illustrate the chapter construct. Now it's array basis. Data structure that may contain any number of variables. Okay, then number of variables you want to declare. But if you want to declare some same data type, but no variable is need, then we can use for the array. For example, I want to keep it your marks. You are the 120 students every year we recruit for the 120 students. Then we want to keep it that marks. Then I want to put the student 1 mark, student 2 marks, student 3 marks. If you want to declare 120 variable, 120 variable, but easy to use for this array. Easy to declare only one. We can declare the array after we can store the marks. Then we use for the array. The variable must be of the same data type. With the array, if you create the array, that okay, store your marks, then integer. The data type is int. Data type is int. Then single identifier given to entire structure. Okay, only one name for that is array name is the marks. Also done marks. That's a again name for the marks is common like visual for marks. That's a specific variable name. Okay, the individual variable are called element. Okay, each has that array has the element, number of elements. When access through the index, then array index is start from 0 to that increase the 1 by 1 number. Okay, the array index first index is 0. The index also called the elements are sometimes referred to index of subscript variable. Element we can use for the index. Okay, refer from index. Now the object of the system.array class. That's array is a reference type. That is a class. Array class with the method and properties. It has this method copy. Okay, we can use array. Copy of array in another name we can make. That's a like some property also. The array has a length element. Method for creating, manipulating, searching, sorting array. We can sort. descending order or ascending order. Search for some elements that there particular place. Templating array or creating method. Then we have the method. Create an array into same value. Okay, instantiate and object is class. Then you can get another array same way. Create an array in the same way. Use the new operator to array. Specify the number of individual elements. How many elements you are going to store for the same data type. Then you want to specify the number of individual elements. How many elements? The format of creating an array. Don't create what the array. Type, then square array or size of the array. There's a number of elements. Okay, can be constant, literal, a variable. So you can make that, you can assign the variable for that. Okay, present then produce an integral value. Okay, so integer value, there's a whole number. If the number of array is an integer type, not the floating point, or that number of elements of the array or size. Now you can see here, someone doing who is touch for that. Sometimes you use the phone. You are doing raise it. Point is again. Okay, but now I can raise my one. No, some right. Okay, now you can see here. This is the array as a score. Okay, you type in square bracket score. Then you have to declare that is a type of the array, data type, and square bracket and score equal. This is the name of the array. This one score equal int 14. Then we are going to store the 14 element. Then you can see the score is the score zeros 1, 2, 3, like up to 30, because the index starts with the 0. Therefore, last index is the number of array or size of the array minus 1. Okay, that is a reference type or contain the address of the location of the score 0. It has address and memory allocation of integer type is the 4 byte. That's a allocation. Okay, that's the allocation. Now you can see this is the integer type. Okay, the declaration is then square bracket score int. This is the one-dimensional array. Okay, that's a one-dimensional array. This is the. If you have the square bracket here, int. Okay, pair of square brackets 2. Okay, pair of 2 close and open bracket, open close bracket, and this is a 2-dimensional. And you can increase a 3-dimensional. Okay, we will see later out here. Now it's the 1-dimensional. This is the way we can store. Then it's score 0. This is the first limit.
Sir, excuse me. We can't hear your voice.
1 is the 38. Like then you can store up to 14 number. Yes. Voice.
It's stacking.
In the dialog, but sometimes table is coming. Stacking. Okay, give 1 minute. I can use my phone. Also wait. Okay, without instantiating it, you can use that is a time to time you want to change that array number of array. Okay, the element, number of element, size of the array. Then you can use for the array name dot length. Then you can get the thing. You can directly use. Otherwise, if you hardly you put the 15 number of array is the 15 like, then again you change for that array number, then you place you have to replace the number. Then better to you use for the array is the array name dot length. Let's take the number of array -1 or something. The type and identifier. Here we are only declare for the array. There are no any number of element. Only just declare the array. Type square bracket identifier. This is just declare the array. Declaration of the array. Okay, in the score, that's a null. The arrays are reference type. Declare an array that has no value to reference. Therefore, here we don't know how many elements. Only declaration. Then create array. Then we can use for the new keyword. That's a create. Number of element is there. Okay, then array declaration. If you declare the array with no value to reference, second step required to dimension the array. Okay, then identify already there, identify a new type, then how many number of element, all size of the array. Second step you want to define that how many elements are. Okay, previously only declaration. This is the declaration. There are no any element. But now you have the element, number of elements. Then example, constant in size 5. So constant mean can't change like. String type here, string last name equal new string 25. Then we are going to store 25 last name. 25 last name. Double cost, new double 1000. We are going to keep it that cost in the 1000 element. Double temperature, use temperature size. Already size is here is a 15. Then you can use for the this is the constant or variable. You can use time to time. It's going to change, but it's defined here. Okay, in the score. Okay, this is the declaration. Again, coming for the internet connection is unstable. I don't know. Okay, I today plan to take only 1 hour. Okay, you can manage. Then score equal new in size plus 15. Already 15 is there. Size plus 15 is 30 elements. 30 elements. Then we use for the new keyword is create the array. String, open square bracket and close bracket, last name equal new string 25. This is the declaration of the array, is the declare and initialize the array also. Array initialization, compile time initialization, then general form of initialization flow. Okay. Type, identify a new type, value 1, 2, 3. Like you can define the here new, what is the type, then here we can directly pass that values. Value 1, value 2. 3 like. Now is the type is the int, score equal new int, then you can pass that within curly bracket with the comma. You can separate the element values. Okay, within curly bracket inside, you can pass the number of element values. Number of element value, then use for the comma is a separate for the element, each element. Okay, this is the way also you can initialize the value are separate by the commas. Value must be assigned compatible to the element type. Okay, for use here is a integer type, then you had to pass that integer value here. If you int score, that's an integer value. If you double, then you can use for the decimal point values. Simplicity conversion from int to double. Okay. If you define here int type, but you pass the double, that's the wrong. That's the wrong. Declare and initialize the element in one step. So you can declare and initialize the same. Then you can array length determined by the number of initialization value placed inside the curly bracket. Okay, that's an example. Int array. Okay, I want to make that space. Otherwise, you use that. What is that like? Okay, int an array. This is the name of the array. 100, 200, 400, 600. There are 4 elements are there. Okay, an array. First index 0 is the first element, 100. Second element is 200, 400, and 600 is the last element. Then you can see here, char. Great. New char. This is the character. A, B, C, D, F. A, B, C, D, F. There are 5 characters there. Okay, this is the first element, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, in the same line, you can declare and initialize the array. Double depth. Okay, in here also, if you like, you can, this is the way also you can do element, then you can assign here also. This is the way you can array. No length specified is required. Yeah, no length is specified is required. Okay, if you assign the values, okay, it has a 4 element. Okay, here also no length, but here is the 5 elements. Here 2 elements already inside declare also. Then you cannot increase the number of element also. If you define here is the number of element 2, here can't put another values. Only 2 value. Assign only 2 value here. Okay. Now the array initializer. Int array, an array is the 100, 200 like. Then is the first element 100, 200, 400. This is the way like you can use here. See here an array 0 first element. The 0 index is the 100. The second index is the 1. Third index is the 2. Fourth index is the 3. This is the grade 0, grade 1, B, grade 2, C. Okay, it is a reference to that D is a grade 3, is a D. Okay, this is the method of creating and initialize the array at the compile time. This is a depth, 2 elements. Now you can familiar this array is the type of the array. All elements are same data type. It should be same data type. Int. An array is like integer type. This is the character. Why we are using that array is that we want to avoid for the repeating, initialize the or creating the variable number of variables. Okay, same name we can use, but there we use for the index to refer for the values. Okay, if you can think about the 4 elements there, we can easy to declare for variable. But if you have the 10,000 variable and values there, then you want to create the array. Otherwise, 10,000 times you won't declare the variable in type. That's like Okay, array access. Specify which element to access by suffixing the identifier with the index enclosed in square bracket. Okay, which element you want to access. Therefore, score 0 is the first element. Score 0, that's index within the square bracket. Then 100. Length, special properties of the array class. That's a number of elements is the length. Length valid index is always length of array minus 1. Always array minus 1. Okay, sometimes you can get that error and unhandled exception of the system. Okay, of the type system.index out of range. Okay, out of range exception occur in display array content ex. Then if you declare the number of variable is 100, but you want the index, put the index is 150 or 120 something. This is the out of range. The range of index is the 0 to 99. If you add 100 element, is there 0 to 99. Index is start 0 to 90. Okay, sometimes you want to can't okay get the negative index because index start with a 0, increase by 1, 2, 3 like that's the number of elements. Okay, right, to access the array using an index value larger than the array length minus 1, a non-integral index value or negative index value. This is the runtime error. Okay, therefore you careful to give the index. Okay, so create and use an array. Okay, you want to get the average. Total 0, double average, distance mean that is a what is a okay, what is that is a average, what is the difference with the averaged normal number, that's a distance. Okay, then system.window.form also need the average. This is the console application. Okay, in score new in 10, then we pass the 10 element values, 10 element value up to 0 to 9. Okay, after that we want to calculate the average. Then we use the for loop, total equal total plus score I. Okay, we add the 10. Okay, 10 score, 10 element. Then we use the for loop. Then average equal total divided by score dot length is the number of elements. Okay, we are using score of length is the number of array element. Then we use this the property score dot length. Score dot length is take the 10. Okay, that value is 10. If you change here is the number of array in here. If you change here, it's automatically change there also. That's the number of elements or size of the array or length of the array. Okay, again we want to find for the distance. What is the difference with the okay, distance equal this mesh dot absolute. Me ABS the absolute value. So if you come for the negative or positive, is always show for the positive value. Mesh dot ABS. Distance equal mesh dot ABS average minus score I. Okay, this also we use for the for loop. Here also we use I less than score.length. Okay, if you change the size of the array, automatically affect here also. Previous also we change for the for loop is the score.length. Everywhere we use the score.length. Okay, better to use that also, you properties. Okay, otherwise, if you directly you use the 10. Okay, if we change here in the number of element here, the 3 place or 4 place you had to change. Okay, for example, here you put the 20. Now, if you directly you put here is a 20 like, then again want to change here is a 10 to 20. But if you use the score.length, it's automatically take the number of array or length of the array in the declaration, initialize the variable. Okay, that array type. Okay, we can do it that today. Then you can get. Okay, any value you can assign, because I assign this is the 10 element. That's the any value you can assign. Okay, first we want to do that. Okay, system dot window dot form average def. Okay, the name phase I didn't change the class also. We can start in total 0, double average and distance. Okay, double average and distance. Okay, we can do that. Console application. New project. Okay, window, console application. Okay, I didn't change the name for the project name. Okay, the static void main method already clear. To int total and to another variable as a double average avg comma distance. Okay, then we want to declare the variable as a score. Okay, in score as a new in 10. In score equal new int 10. Okay, now then int score 0 is the first element equal 12. Okay, any number you can. Okay, I copy and paste this one. I change for the number of variable is a different variable.
The score is spelling mistaken.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, I make that. Sorry. Okay, wait. Score 0 equal 12 or 14 or something. Okay, this is the 2, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, any value you can give for. Okay, now elements there. I want to calculate the number of average. Then we use the for loop. For okay, I equal 0 and I less than score dot length. Dot length. Okay, length. Sorry, int I. Why is coming int? So int I. Okay, this is not int, this is I. Right. And I plus plus. Only English. Then total plus equal score I. Okay. Then AVG equal total divide by score dot length. Okay, you want to find whether by total distance. Okay. So this is why this distance is there. I never use, but this total is a local variable. But this is the local, not local variable. Inside we can use it. Okay. Then average is total. Then we can want to get the right line. Console dot write. Console dot write line. Right line. average equal console dot write line. Okay, on this space, right. Then again for loop. This total, okay. Why that total is really clear. Only initialize the total is the 0. The 0. Okay. Only initialize was total is 0. Again for loop. Int. Okay, same I also, that's a local variable. J also you can use. Equal 0. J less than score dot length. J plus plus. Then this distance equal maths dot absolute. Okay, why we use the absolute? I will. Sorry, average minus score pi. Console dot write line. Okay, I want to check that average is okay. Okay, inside we want to write. Okay, why we use for that? Okay, console write line. That is the score. Here is the score J. And distance. With the distance also. There is a local variable. Right. This is the J. Okay. Again, console dot read. 84. Okay, check it. Any errors? Okay, now run. Just okay. I think extra brackets. Okay, the average is the 42. The first is the 42. This is a 14. How many different from the average to this number? This is a 42 minus 14 is a 28. Okay, that's a distance. Average also H is coming. Average. H G is H. Okay. Average. Average. Okay, without this absolute value. Without absolute value, you can see the negatives come. Okay, 65 is the average minus score. Therefore, difference is a minus, negative. Okay. Then we need for the for loop. We are storing the data here. Okay, any value you can give. Just give the values and find for the average. Okay, this is the declaration of the array score new int 10. And after we store the element value. Okay, pass the element values. Is the first index is a 0. So first element is a 14, 65. That's like any value you can. Then want to calculate the average. Then we use the for loop. So 5 times or 10 times want to add the numbers, all numbers, add the all numbers. We use the for loop. Then we want to calculate the average equal total divide by score dot length. Number of value added. How many elements are length of arrays? Then score dot length. The 10 elements are here. We divide by 10. Okay, if you increase the number of elements, then you can use here also automatically increase that number of element rows. Okay, then better to use for that property, easy to. Okay, if you change only for here, directly you use for the number of element here, then you have to change everywhere where you use for the number of elements. Okay, this is the use for the array and calculation. Repeat the same thing in here. We use the for loop and array also. Number of element we can store any number of elements. Okay, the Sentinel controls access. Okay, what if you do not know the number of element you need to store? Okay, we don't know that. Then we would ask you to count the number of entries and use that for the size when you allocate the array. Okay, another approach, create the array length. Okay, enough to hold any number of entries. Okay, you can increase the number of, if you, for example, you don't know number of elements in the want to store the values, then you can create the more than like. Tell user to enter the predetermined Sentinel value after they enter the last value. Okay, then we can use for this while loop for the Sentinel values. We don't know this. Extremely dumb values. Okay, using the for each with the array. Okay, used to iterate through an array, then we can use for the for each. This is the read-only access, not write. The general format is here, for each type identifier in expression. Okay, one example also there we can see. Okay, after statement, identify is the iteration variable. What's the type also? Iteration variable. Okay, expression in the array. Okay, that's array name is the expression. Type should be matched with the array type. Okay, the type also matched with the array type. And this is here, string color red, green, blue. Okay, string color red, green, blue. Then for each string val in color, it take the number. Is a for each. Then how many colors are there? It's a 3 times. Want to repeat this task. String color is an array type red, green, blue. Okay. Then here for each, that is a string value in color. Okay, this is a color type. Then how many elements are there? Then console.write line val. Okay, then you can get the output as a red, green, blue. Okay, iteration variable. Okay, iteration variable val represent a different array element with each loop iteration. Okay, how many elements are there? Then is that amount of time is repeating. That we use the for each. Therefore, I already mentioned we want to study for the array. Therefore, in the repetition, the last chapter, chapter 5, 6, sorry, 6. Then string color is the array type, red, green, blue. Then for each string type, there's the same array type, that type, data type. There's a val in color. Then that value is a number of element we can get the value is what is the element here. Then console.write line val. Then you can get the output as a red, green, blue. Okay, iteration happen for the number of elements in here. We don't know how many elements are there. Okay, only declaration is there. Then we can use the for each. Okay, no need to increment a counter for the index. Here there are no any increment or counter also. It automatically take the array number of elements. Iteration, that is a okay, array classes. Base array classes as a all language that target common language runtime. We can use that array as the basic array class. More power is available with the minimal programming. Now you can see here that's array type method is there. Binary search. You can search for some element. Okay. Double water depth. Double x 6.5 int my index as array.binary search water depth x. Okay, you can give that. It's a binary search. The class overloaded search one-dimensional store array for a value. Okay, using the binary search algorithm, return the index, locate or negative value if you not found. Okay, if you want to search for the 6.8, where is the 6.8? Okay, the location is come for this. The index is 2. Display the 2 for index. Then we can search any element value in the array. Then we call that is a binary search method. Okay, array.binary search water depth is the name of the array and what is the value you want to search. If that value is not there, you can get the negative value is not found. Is not found is the negative value. Now it's clear. System.array type in first index in length. The class methods set the element in the array to 0 to the false or to a null reference depend on the element type. Start at the first index, go through the position. Okay, you can. Here is the depth 1, 2, 3 is there. Array.clear water depth 1, 1. Okay, set the range of the array element beginning an index for a length of 1 to 0. Okay, then this right line water depth 1 is the now is the 0. Okay, it's assigned as a 0 is clear. Okay, colon, create a copy of the array. You can copy for the same array to another array also. So double water depth. There are 3 element values here. Double W equal new double 3. Okay, we create another new array with the 3 element. Now it's object O equal water depth dot colon. Water depth dot colon. W equal double and O. Okay, the object has to any array. Then if you now we copy for array, one array to another array. Okay, column. Here also, okay, return as an object. Already this array is the class. Copy also you can use the copy method. System.array, source array. Okay, it is a first index source, system.array, target array. Okay, in index target and length of 2 copy. Okay, now is the your array has the okay. For example, 5 elements are there. You want to copy for the or not in the all 5, only 2 elements continuously. Then you can use that's the last 2 elements. Then is first index source. Okay, and array target array. First index target and length of 2 copy. How many copy want to copy? Then you can use here water depth 2, 3, 6.8. The double W equal new double 3 element array dot copy. Now is the copy for first index to all 0 to 3. Okay, copy the 3 element from water depth to W begins. Okay, copy at the index 0 in the water depth. Begin place at the index is 0 array. Okay, index of W array. Okay, the same number of element want to copy or different number of element, less than that number of element also you can copy, but more than it is impossible because the array it has here 3 elements are there. You can at least okay maximum 3 element you can copy, more than 3 cannot, impossible. Okay, we want to first 2, then you can mention here first index up not 3, 2. Okay, up to 2 element, then 2.4 and 3.5 copy to 2.4 and 3.5. okay, index of you can search for what is the position of the array. Okay, if display 1 or return -1 when the value is not found. Okay, you can find the some position. Class method overloaded return the index of the first occurrence of the value in the one-dimensional array or the position of the array. Okay, sometimes that number, sometimes the same number is there. Like, okay, now here is the 3.5 array dot index of water depth 3.5 I. Then is the second element. That's the index is 1. Again, if it find for the first position. Okay, repeating values there. First find for the first position. Okay, the last index of. Then you can find the last value, last element. Class method overload the return index of the last occurrence of the value in the one-dimensional array in position of the array. Okay, last index of water depth 2.4. Now the last element. Okay, 2.4 here is a repeating, but it's the last index. When the last. Okay, reverse. Now is your element, arrays here this order. Then reverse order you can get to reverse order. That's a 6.8, 3.5, 2.4. That's a reverse order. Okay, this is the method array dot reverse water depth for each double W value in the water depth. Then you can get that out as a array now is a reverse order. Okay, set the value. You can, some places you can set the value. Okay, already assigned this a 3.5. Only change. Sorry, here change for the first element. 2.4 to 55 is the first. For it, double value is like 55. Okay, then we can use for the set value. Already assign some value for the array, then you can replace for that value another value. Then we use for the set value method. Short. Already I mentioned this, the array short. Okay, what a depth? Array short mean is a ascending order. If a number is there, minimum to maximum. Okay, it's a ascending order. If letters are there, there's a alphabetic order. Can send array as an argument to method. Okay, now I am going to stop. And what I already mentioned is the 1 hour lectures. We can start for the, okay, most probably the face-to-face, continue, or we want to discuss for the start for the initialize, again, repeat the same thing, we can go fast like. We want to, I don't know what is the decision is take for the faculty. If faculty take the decision, is there, what is the position like, we can do that, continue, or again want to repeat or something. Okay, students. Okay, we will meet the 2nd September. 2nd September for physical most, okay, hopeful for face-to-face class. Then Fridays you have the class. Next week there are no classes for 2 days. Wednesday and Friday no class. Then 2nd September. 2nd of September we'll start. Okay, in the nearly 2 weeks there, you can think about some project and you can discuss after that. Okay, I will make the group later.